Hey, Murders in the Building fans, welcome to Tori Talks with Dr. S. I'm Tori, this is Dr. S. Today we'll discuss Season 4, Episode 4. It is, well, I don't have the title, but anyway, it starts with an Irish accented man as the voiceover, because, you know, we have one every week.
Oh, yeah.
Did you pick up who the voice was when you first heard it?
I did not.
I actually thought maybe it was Martin Short doing it, but then I was like, why would he do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, he's basically talking about the relationship between actors and their stuntmen. So we're just kind of left with that, like, okay, I wonder who they're talking about.
Yeah.
And then it starts with Charles. He has a dream about Saz, and she's leading him to paradise.
Yes.
What do you think the metaphor is? What's paradise? Is it death?
Well, I thought at the end it was explained as the place that she was building.
That was her paradise.
I think so.
No, I think you're right.
Right? Or it could have a double meaning.
Yeah.
Because like heaven, like beyond death.
I wondered about that, yeah. Anyway, so this makes him have this grand idea to make a second murder board. Mm-hmm. And then Mabel says it perfectly. She said that it could be good for the podcast because we need to know who the victim and the murderer is.
Yeah.
Because technically, I think it's Charles was the target.
The target, yeah.
Yes.
Which I think so, too.
I mean, when she's saying, like, who really was the victim, right? But was it Saz or was it Charles?
I mean, I still think it had to be Charles, but then Saz was doing all that research into, like, Dudenoff and all that.
The Westies.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oliver, we'll just get this storyline out of the way. So he has a Finsta. I didn't know what a Finsta was. A fake Insta?
Yes, I know about the Finstas.
Okay, well, because he sees this mystery male arm around Loretta. It's just a little too much. Mm-hmm. But I guess the reason for this happening is because then they see that, Saz was following Loretta on Instagram.
Okay.
And then they get to see that picture of Saz.
Yes.
Which takes him to Concussions.
Yes.
A stuntman bar.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
It is. I love that title. I was like, Concussions, a good one.
That's actually really good. Yeah. And it's funny that, like, I wonder if that actually exists. And no faces are allowed, meaning the actors that they're the stunt doubles.
Well, that's why when Charles goes in, they're like, no.
Get out. And then we see the Irish man. It's Ben.
Yes.
Ben's...
And that was Paul Rudd, right?
It's Ben's stuntman, Glenn. And that is Paul Rudd, yes. Gosh, wow, just keeping Paul Rudd around.
What a treat. Although I really think this episode for Paul Rudd was better than his whole last season.
Completely agree.
Performance.
Well, he's a little more likable.
Nominate him for this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a little more dynamic.
Yeah.
And what's with him seeing invisible rats? What is that
Concussions. Traumatic brain injuries, maybe?
Why didn't I
get hit on the head one too many times?
Yeah, they're no rats. He's trying to stomp these rats. But it also brings in a new possible suspect, Dr. Maggie, the chiropractor that works in the back room, who was working on Saz. And then it's sad when Charles finds out that Saz had been living with chronic pain this whole time, probably from all the stunts she did. And I think he just kind of questioned, was this kind of a one-sided friendship, like deep friendship, you know? And then I think the guilt just piles on from there, making him think like, okay, now I really got to figure out this murder.
Yes, I think so too. I kind of think it was a one-sided friendship because Saz does seem to care more about Charles. So
yeah, exactly. And then the whole thing with Howard and Hammy Faye Baker, and he's got to stay there. He kind of felt like there was a one-sided friendship with Mabel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That bed that they moved in. They're squatting, but they put this luxe bed.
Yeah, from Eva Longoria.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody, in my opinion, baits Howard to audition because, they need to get him out of the apartment, right? So I think he was baited. Yes. And then it kind of becomes even more evident when Bev Mellon, that executive producer, is in that. Maybe Saz's Paradise. It's called Saz Pataki Impact Academy. She's there in the shed with a gun.
Right.
So she could have baited him to get him out of there. So is she working with Dudenoff? I mean, this makes for a very obvious suspect if we already have her with a gun.
Right. So then obviously it's not going to be her.
Right.
Right. It's just kind of a like a sideline thing.
Or is she helping somebody?
Yes.
I don't know because it seemed like they were trying to get him out of that apartment because he didn't even get the part. Josh Gad got the part. So I don't know what that was about, but we can't just throw that away.
No.
Yes. Let's talk about the Westies. Turns out they're not in a cult. They're running a rent control scheme.
That's hilarious. And $200 a month.
Oh,
I would so be in on that.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
Even if it's the West Tower, I'll take it.
So what do you think of Dudenoff for renting these?
I mean, it seems
people?
like a nice thing,
Yeah.
right?
He seems very nice.
Yeah. And what's in
Professor
it for
Dudenoff.
him though? Like, does he have all?
Yeah.
He has all those apartments. He must be super rich.
And he sends them ham
Yeah.
from Portugal.
Oh, that's really nice.
Like, who are you? Yeah. So then, do we have to take Dudenoff off the table? No, we don't take anybody off the table.
Too
No
soon.
way.
Because somebody shot from that empty apartment.
Yeah.
So Dudenoff probably gave them access.
Yeah.
Right? Whoever, I don't know. So
You know what I just thought about with Bev Mellon? Like that it's definitely too obvious, but does she have a history being in the industry with Saz or Charles?
Oh.
Maybe she worked with somebody and that's just where the shooter was.
Maybe. But she did help to get Howard out of the building, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
she was at the audition.
Yeah.
And then she shows up at the end.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe there was some way to get back at him.
Yeah.
And the shooter could just be whoever for hire, but it was set up by her. No, I don't know. That's far-fetched. All right. We also learned that the voice on the ham radio with the Finnish accent is Helga, which is Christmas Guy's ex. I don't know if I buy this completely. I don't know. I think Helga... Maybe she's an ex. Maybe she's the lady in the photo that is all scratched out.
Oh,
yeah.
Maybe she wants her apartment. Maybe she got kicked out or something.
What if that was her apartment?
Oh.
Because they're all going to be under Dudenoff's name, technically, right?
Yeah.
Because he sublets it.
Yeah, I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, would you kill for that $200 apartment in New York City?
Somebody would.
Somebody would.
I don't know
That's
if the
right.
Westies would, but I don't know. We still don't know anything, but possible 2 new suspects, Bev, Dr. Maggie. Why would she? But still, you can't take anybody off the table.
Yeah, but why introduce Dr. Maggie if she's not important?
Yes.
In some way, like, yeah.
Or a key to something helping them tie something together.
The next person, like somebody else she treats.
Yeah. This is a funny episode.
It was.
When they make fun of Martin Short, Steve Martin for being older, and then Martin Short saying, I'll just have him draw a clock. Because that is something we do as a nurse when usually the neurologist will do a test if they can draw a clock. It's one of the questions.
Cognitive impairment type thing.
Yes, exactly. Or like how he is telling his screen, like, brighter, get brighter.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, he's just...
And when Mabel's like, I've never seen Instagram that big before, like on an iPad.
I like that they're making light of it and they're making fun of themselves, which they usually do. But it was a really fun episode.
It was.
All right, everybody, let us know what you thought of this episode. Comment below, and then we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.